Hi, and welcome back. I'm Mary Jo, also known as Sojo, and this is my channel where I talk about all my quilty stitchy things, and today is my weekly update number 41, and today is Sunday, November 19th, 2023, which means Thanksgiving is less than a week, and then the 1st of December is just around the corner. Now with the 1st of September, I know a lot of people like to do Vlogmas, and Vlogmas is just where people will do like a daily video and on YouTube. I'm not doing that this year, but I am looking forward to watching all the other people that do it. Also, with the November 1st right around the corner, it marks Advent season. Now, I didn't buy any Advents, but I do like watching everybody else open their Advents and see what's in them. So let me know if you bought any of those Christmas Advents, especially the sewing and quilting ones. Okay, so what did I do this week? Well, I did quilt something on the long arm. One thing. Let's hang it up and I'll show you. This is what was on the long arm this week. This is my August Cotton Cuts Gnomes. Let's take a look at it. So there is the top of that. Now I did quilt this with this sun pantograph because this is the August gnomes, and they're in their little swimsuit with the girl there in her bikini. And then we come down to the sailboat block and the boy gnomes. Now this came all pre-cut, so I didn't select my collars, but I do think their skin's awful pale. They do need that sun. So we put that sun pantograph on it so they can soak up some of it. And there's just a look at the back. Now, back in August and September, I participated in a shop off that involved all of Ohio. And there were 60 different shops, which I visited every one, and then they had prizes. Now, I didn't win any of those prizes, but I am expecting some more quilt blocks from finishing the region and the state, which they haven't got yet. But because I went to all the shops, I did get a little prize in the mail. And it was supposed to be a 3-piece craft pouch set donated by Yazzie. So this is what I got. Now, they did send an email saying that they weren't expecting so many people to finish. So they ran out of the 3-piece sets and they had to go back and ask Yazzie for some more prizes, and they just had to send what was in their warehouse. So I got the 2-piece one. Now, there was a variety of different colors that came. So I'm glad I got the navy because, as you know, I like blues. All shades. I love my blues. So that's what I got. Now the quilt blocks they had to make, so I don't have them yet. But when they do, I'll be sure to show you what they look like. So let's move on to what I pieced this week. So I have been working some more on the Cotton Cuts October Gnomes. Now, in my weekly update last week, I forgot to show the boy that I had done. So I had done the boy last week. And then this week, I got the girl done. This is the girl. And the accent 1 block done. Oops, this way. So I still have to do the accent 2 block, which that block is my favorite. So I still have to do this one with the bats and then put them all together in a quilt top. So now these over here I think are supposed to be masks because it's kind of right where his eyes are, but not really sure. So I worked on that some more. And let's see. What else did I do? So last week I was working on a sew sampler project, and I had sewn, but I still needed to press and pin the next step on. I've got a big thread right here that's bothering me. There we go. So here's this quilt pattern, the Mom Cherie. So I have starting to pin these white strips on all. Again, I love my pins. I pin everything. So I've got all my stack there ready to go, and I've also pinned these hearts together. So you open it up, we'll have all those heart blocks done. So that's where I am on this. Then I also have been working on another Villa Rosa Designs pattern. Now, it's not these fabrics. The fabrics for these little charm squares are dinosaurs. And I had strip sets sewn last week, which I'd cut them apart. And now I've got them pinned into 4 patches. So they'll just go with the dinosaur blocks, if I can get to them. Yep, there they are. Yep, so there's all those dinosaur blocks that they'll go with, and the binding. Worked on another sew sampler project. And this one was the summit. So I finished sewing all these blocks together, and now I have them pinned into rows. So there's the first row. And then they're all pinned down into rows. Now this is just me, but when I have these pinned into rows before I take them to the sewing machine, as you know, I do a web piecing, so that top will all kind of be webbed together. But I put a pin in each row to tell me which row it is. Like this is the row 1, so there's 1 pin. This is row 2, so there's 2 pins, and then 3 pins in row 4, and so on. That's just me. That helps me to keep me organized, so it's all stacked up, ready to go. Okay. Now, I also worked, on this double take pattern. Now this was a pattern that I had got from Polar Fabrics, and they had this little special bundle where there was 5 1-yard cuts of fabric in it, and then you got a free pattern with it, and this was the pattern that I had chose. So I had all the blocks sewn together, and I had them to rows. So now I have the rows just pinned together, and then I will have the center of that quilt top. Let me go back here a little bit. So that's what it's looking like. Just folding up the edges here, fold it back together, and then I've got a couple borders to add onto it, which are down here. So this will be the first border, this white print. And then this is going to be the bigger border, and the black is going to be the binding. So we worked on that some. And then I still worked on 2 other quilting projects. Now this was a half pack quilt that I had bought from the shop hop, where there was 5 half-yard cuts of fabric in it, and then you picked another free pattern. And this was called Square Affair, was the pattern I picked. Now I can't really show the pattern because it just has the dimensions with all the cutting and cutting instructions on it, so I can't really show it. But there's basically 2 blocks that you make. And then you can take those 2 blocks and put them into whatever configuration you want. So here's the first block with my batiks. There we go. There's some more. And then we have the second block, which the second block is still pinned together. I still have to make that last seam down all of them, and this will be the second block. And then I just have to put them together with those other blocks. So my A and B's will go together in some sort of configuration and make a quilt top. And then add some borders. So I worked on that. And then I also worked on this project here, which isn't the last project I worked on as far as quilting and sewing goes this week. And this is actually going to be a panel quilt. This will be one side of the panel. Now these are just pinned together, so I do have to sew those. This goes on the one side of the panel. This will go on the other side of the panel. Now this was a project that I had put away quite a while ago, and I just started pulling it out a couple weeks ago. This will be the top of the panel. And the bottom of the panel. And we've come to the panel. And this is the panel. So it will all go around that. So that's everything I worked on this week as far as sewing and quilting goes. Now let's move on to my cross stitch, and I have a finish. I finished my project I was working on. Well, at least finished stitching it. I still have to figure out what I'm going to do for the fully finished object. But that's okay because it was summer themed, and well, summer still got a little bit of ways for that. And I still haven't figured out what I'm doing with that big Christmas sampler that I that I finished for cross stitch either. But where is it? Where is it? Uh-oh. I got it. Here it is. This was my cross stitch. There it is. This was my cross stitch project that I was working on from Country Cottage Needleworks. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. And here it is. Now, it still needs to be pressed a little bit, because I stitch in hand and it gets all scrunched up. But there it is. And again, with here, I don't think, even though this is a lighter yellow, it's really hard to see the sections. I can kind of see an outline, but the lighter yellow that came through here kind of blended in. All right, so that's done. So I started a new cross stitch project. What am I working on? Well, I'm working on this. Well, this is the center of it. This is another 13-part series here, and this is the center. Follow your dreams. And it'll all go together like this with a border and has different inspirational type quotes and things inside. And this is called Words to Live By. So, and this is where I've been. And yes, this is a gigantic piece of Ada that I am working on. But there's where I am. I just started it, so not much progress. So that's what I'm working on, cross stitch. Well, crochet. Well, thanks to everybody last week who left me comments about my little critter. What you thought it looked like. Alpaca, llama, mouse, kangaroo, fox. Which it definitely didn't look like a fox, but you know, whatever. I did have a little kick out of everybody that left those comments. That was fun. All right. Now, what am I working on for crochet? Well, I'm working on this Afghan. I'm almost done. I still have one more section here of this blue to add. Let me show you the picture. This is what I'm working on. But I'm doing it in 100% alpaca yarn, and I'm doing a little striped. So, here's where we are. It is almost done. I just have one more section. Just got to add that blue up here, and then I'm done. Now, this was yarn that I'd got for Christmas that I was trying to figure out what to do with, and I made this Afghan. However, when I pulled it out, the yarns for this and this were different weights. This was a bulky 5, and this is actually 2 yarns put together because they were a 3 weight. So that's that gray and then reddish purpley color that I put together. So that is almost done. Now, what else did I work on? Well, I'm still working on this diamond painting. Here's the picture. Let me get it and I'll show you. And here it is. As I knock some more stuff off. There's the top. Now last week I was down into this section, so I finished this section and just got another section started. But there it is. All right. So that's everything that I've worked on this week. So let me know in the comments below if you're getting any of those sewing quilting advents. I'd really like to know. And if you know a lot of the YouTubers and content creators that are posting them online, let me know. Maybe there's someone I don't know about, because I do like watching them, even though I'm not getting them. All right, till next time. Bye.